polar bear here. I should have done this video a very long time ago because I want to be an inspiration for weight loss. And this is the story of how I lost those famous 89 pounds. Before we start, I'd love to show you pictures of me when I was much thinner and not this fat monster I am today. But those got lost in the fire. So sad. Now, when I was 20 or 21 or 19 or 22, somewhere around that age in 2011, I weighed 460 pounds, and me and my girlfriend, who was fat but not as fat as me, because I'm always the fattest person in the room, I'm the special one, we decided we were going to lose some weight. So we came up with our own diet plan and basically starved ourselves. In the morning, we'd take 1 serving of buffalo chicken nuggets and a 50-calorie stick of mozzarella cheese, and we'd chop it up tiny to make it last longer. So for 250 calories at breakfast, we ate little teeny tiny pieces to make it last longer and make us feel fuller. Then we wouldn't eat anything the rest of the day until dinner, when her mommy made us dinner. Because I don't like to cook and I don't know about portion sizes, and I had more important things to do. And she'd make us protein, which was always chicken, and a starch, which was rice or potatoes, and then we'd have a vegetable. And if it was a big piece of chicken, I'd cut it down or cut it in half. So I was getting about 180 calories from my meat, and about 180 calories from my potatoes and rice, and maybe 50 calories from the vegetable, because they don't have any calories at all. And then at night, me and my girlfriend would have a 100-calorie snack. So we was barely eating 800 calories a day. But boy, did the weight come off. And I felt so good, and I got to exercise and fit into blue jeans and all sorts of good stuff. But then her mommy said I shouldn't throw away my old clothes because I might gain the weight back. And I think that put it in the back of my mind that I was going to gain the weight back. And finally, I started feeling deprived, and I started binging on the weekends, and pretty soon I gained it all back, plus more. Now, as you know, I had a horrible childhood. And I was in the group home because I got taken away from my mommy and daddy at 11, and I weighed 290 pounds. But I was just a little overweight. Note by Evil Arts Conservative, a normal 11-year-old girl weighs 81 pounds, so that would be over 3 times the weight of a normal 11-year-old girl. So they put me on a diet, and I had to have my own special milk, and they let the other girls eat anything they want, and I felt so deprived. So I started sneaking food because they weren't going to tell me what to eat. And then, when I was 11 also, my social worker paid her out of her own pocket to put me on Weight Watchers, which is really the only thing I really know how to lose weight with, but it's not good for you because it don't tell you about portion control or calories or serving sizes or none of that. Okay, comment by Evil Arch Conservative. My grandmother, who was 5'2", was on Weight Watchers in the 70s, and I know Weight Watchers has changed since then, but I distinctly remember her weighing out her food and measuring portions when she was trying to, I think she was trying to lose 20 pounds for her classroom reunion. I don't think she really ever lost much weight on Weight Watchers, but I think it helped her maintain her weight. And yeah, she was fat, although she was skinny as a girl. She was a child of the Depression, and there weren't a whole lot of fat people back then. And I never really knew what her weight was. If I had to guess, maybe 225 pounds would probably have been her heaviest. She held her weight in her abdomen. I think they call it an apple. Her weight, legs and arms really weren't that big. Because I always remember she was a beautician, and I remember her belly, pushing into me when she'd be doing my hair. Okay. So when those mean people at the group home were telling me what to eat and making me drink milk different from the other girls, I weren't happy. Not happy at all. So I'd sneak food, and that's the start of my binging. Okay, comment from Evil Arch Conservative. If she was already 290 pounds at the age of 11, she was binging way before that. Okay, so then I was living with Crystal, and I lost my 89 pounds, and then I gained it back. And I think that's why I weigh 570, approaching 600 pounds now, because I was just so traumatized by that. And that's why I dropped Optivia so quickly, because that was the same amount of calories I was eating back then when I lost those 89 pounds and felt so wonderful and could fit the jeans and exercise and go to the gym and do all sorts of wonderful things. But I wanted to binge more. Binging was much more important. And because I lost those 89 pounds, it gave me an eating disorder. And that's why I'm 570 pounds, pushing 600 now. Okay, comment by Evil Arch Conservative again. I can't remember who did it. There was a 3-part series one of the YouTubers did, showing her weight through the, 3 eras, Destiny, Crystal, and Becky. And for a lot of those years, and then Sabina Davis also commented on one of her videos what her weights had been like the 5 or 6 previous Januaries earlier this year. And most of those years she was gaining a modest amount of weight a year, maybe 30 pounds. We'll call it an average of 30 pounds. A couple years she lost a tiny amount of weight, but on average, probably gaining about 30 pounds a year. So if she started YouTube at, find my notes here, at 370 pounds, was it? Well, she was 420 pounds in November 2011. So if she was, gaining 25, 30 pounds a year, she would still be right where she is right now. It's just that she had the 89-pound weight loss, and then it, took her a while to gain that back. And 2018, she gained 80, 90 pounds. She's probably gained, if you include gaining back the 18 or 19 pounds she's lost, gained 50 pounds this year, probably a net of of 30 pounds. So she would still be right where she's at, whether or not she lost those 89 pounds. Now, kiddies, take advice from a very morbidly obese person. Don't go on a diet unless you know about nutrition and serving sizes, because that was my mistake. Even though I had been on diets and Weight Watchers and ate food in institutions where it was portion controlled, I didn't know nothing about it. And I was watching all sorts of weight loss journey videos, but I didn't know nothing about losing weight. And I gave myself an eating disorder, which is why I'm 570 pounds. Okay, Polar Bear actually makes a reasonable point here. You do need to eat properly to lose weight, but there are a ton of videos and books and such. It's not that hard to learn. You can go see a nutritionist. And earlier in this video, Polar Bear said she dropped Optivia because it was the same number of calories as what she lost the 89 pounds on, and she was afraid she was going to gain them back. Now, actually, I have come to the conclusion that, except for being 570 pounds, super restrictive dieting is not good. We've learned that when you want to lose weight, you got to cut your calories to 1,000 or 1,200 calories a day, and then when you gain it back, you can go eat normally, and then we all gain the weight back. And I think there's a much more sensible way to do it. Like when she was in that group home, if she was 290 pounds, and they had put her on a low-calorie diet and skim milk and such, if they had just put her on a regular child diet, she would have lost the weight, because it would have been a whole lot less calories than what she was eating to maintain 290 pounds at 11 years old. So, let me think here. Does Polar Bear have anything else to say? Oh yeah, after I lost those 89 pounds and gained it back, I lost and gained and lost and gained and lost and gained the same 10 pounds. And then I started ballooning last year, and I can't seem to stop gaining weight. Again, this was delusional. Yes, most people do yo-yo diet, and I know she has yo-yo diet, but overall her net has been a gain every year. Okay, and there's one more thing I want to say. Polar Bear's identity and Amberlynn's identity is being fat. Being morbidly obese fat. And she may want to lose weight. She may know this intellectually. But she's afraid to do it. Because that is against her identity of being a fat person. She's got an excuse as a fat person. So, I hope I have covered her video adequately, and have a nice day.